Hello everyone, welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video, we are on Aurora's account on the Vietnam server. We're going to be doing a review, and let's just take a look. So Vietnam server has started, of course, later than global, probably like 3 or 4 months later. So they're not going to be expected to have as much progression, but yeah, this is also an amazing account. Freesto, Harak, Taylene, Rainier at Mythic Plus, Burial is not built, and then, okay, wait, not even one copy of download, I guess because the login event hasn't completely finished here, and then Scarlita is going to be, one copy. Okay, so, in terms of how the Celestial Hypergenes have been built up on this account, it is perfect. These are the ones you want to build. Freesto, Harak, Rainier to Mythic Plus. You don't have to build Taylene, and for like new players starting right now, Freesto is really the only big one you want to be focusing on. But if you have all of these, you have everything you need in the game to do whatever you want. Because Scarlita has not been so great for Dream Realm, and I'm expecting in the future she probably won't be unless she gets some really amazing charms or seasonal mechanic to make her good for the season. But Taylene will always have some use, especially now in Immortal Squad. Taylene is doing really well. Harak is amazing in Dream Realm, and I think even for pre-Endless bosses is going to be great. And Rainier Mythic Plus, he's not really too amazing for Endless bosses right now. He's not used in many of them. However, he is going to probably be the best option in pre-Endless bosses for the first 1 or 1.5 months of the next season. So overall, this is really good. Now, looking at the main faction, the other faction heroes you have, Lily May is built up, of course. She should be one of your first Paragon 2 upgrades. You should be buying her from the Season Token store, in my opinion. You have Ludovic up to plus 15 exclusive equipment. Basically, all of his Dream Realm heroes are at plus 15 exclusive equipment, and that will allow him to get an even higher score in the Dream Realm. Shakir is a hero you don't need to get to plus 15. It's more of kind of a boost for PvP. For Dream Realm, like I've talked to you guys about in the past, sometimes it even interferes with the timing, and like a plus 10 Shakir is sometimes even nicer to have than a plus 15. But plus 15 is not bad either, and of course we will always figure out an optimal team for plus 15 because all of the most powerful players, they have a plus 15 Shakir as well. Okay, so the account is amazing. Now, what are you missing? That's the kind of the question, and those are the things you should be working on. Because I can understand Paragon upgrades for PvP, that's fine. However, in an account like this, it's also important to build up the heroes you're missing. For example, Cassidy, you're working on, and Hodgkin. Because Hodgkin is pretty good for the Immortal Squad, and I think for future game modes, maybe future Ravage Realm, or even future Plague Creeper of Dream Realm boss, maybe Hodgkin will be good. So I think get Hodgkin, Brian, Cassidy, get them all the Supreme Plus. You should be doing that. Now, Igor is a hero, honestly, he hasn't really seen much use. He's not the greatest option everywhere. He's not the greatest option in Ravage Realm if you have other heroes built. He's not good for Dream Realm. He's just kind of a hero that you could easily pass or skip on. Same with Nara. Nara is a hero for some AFK stages, but you only need 1 or 2 copies of her. Like right here, she's perfectly fine to do all of her AFK job. You don't need her beyond that. She's not amazing for PvP. And for the other A levels, try to get them all the Supreme Plus. Faye, like Laika, for example, in the Sylvan squad, you've now seen how important that is. Luca for AFK stage pushing can be good. Reese for Ravage Realm, and I think for the future he might be good in Ravage Realm, so get Reese to Supreme Plus, you should do that. Walker for AFK stages. Atalanta so far no use, even in Ravage Realm. Valen. However, Atalanta Supreme Plus skill is going to be upgraded in the upcoming, I don't know how long it will take for that, but it's basically a buff. And then maybe she'll be good again. So I would try, and Lumont for some AFK stages, PvP. Basically, Kafra is kind of the only hero, maybe Valen as well. I can't remember, is Valen getting, guys, let me know, is Valen getting buffed with the Supreme Plus skill upgrade in the early hero optimization from that, infographic that we saw? I can't remember, but yeah, Kafra is kind of the only hero you don't want to build up. Now, for Celestial Hypergenes, unless you're planning to spend a lot of money, okay, you have a lot of Stellar Crystals, yeah, save them for the next season. That is my honest advice. I think Scarlita, her time is kind of growing short, like the time of her relevancy. She is good, she's fine in PvP, but she's not needed for Dream Realm, and new 3 Celestial Hypergenes are coming out, which might be even better than her, even in PvP. So Scarlita is not a hero you should be investing in right now. Keep her at the 1 copy. Don't go for Diurnal either. Don't go for Dunlinger, in my opinion. Save your Stellar Crystals for next season, and see if there are any big, important upgrades for your account. Okay, but I mean, your account is amazing. I don't know what else there is to say. Which server? You're in server 45? Let's see your regular arena. You're in rank 1. Yeah, I mean, your heroes are really good, but it looks like you're competing with someone else for rank 1. You're not that far above the other person. You're both kind of within, like, you can both kind of compete with each other. And in the Supreme Arena, you are rank 1. Are you always rank 1? If you take a look at the Supreme points... Okay, you're mainly in the top 5. And so you probably have some pretty good defenses. Let's see what you're running here. You're running Maulers on team 1. Why Citrana? I don't understand. Are you running 3 Mauler teams? Yeah, you're running 3 Mauler teams. But I think Kruger would be better than Citrana here, right? Like, what is Citrana providing that would be good for your team compared to like Kruger? Because Kruger would just tank out better for your team. So I'm pretty sure that would be better. You have Tossie on the buff tile. Okay, and then team number 2, you have another Mauler team. Odie on the buff tile, Lenyo on the buff tile. I like Smokey and Odie together, but you're running Smokey and Harak together, which also makes sense. Okay, I mean, your teams are pretty good. We can try to maybe make some changes here, but I just wanted to get an idea of, like, kind of what you're running and what you're working with. Let's go to your wish list. So, in your wish list, have you recruited for Hugin? Hugin is a hero that you can skip if you want. You can also recruit for him. You've gone for him for Supreme Plus. He's an interesting hero. He's definitely fun to use, and I like running him with Odie. Oh yeah, that is a team we're going to change for you. Oh, but you want to run Odie on one team and Harak on the other team? Yeah, because you want to separate, like, the power of your teams. You don't want to have Odie, Harak, Smokey all in one team, because then your other teams are going to be weaker. Okay, but I like to have Hugin with Odie, basically. We'll try to do that for one of your teams. Okay, let's go back to your wish list. So, the thing is, you want to be now well rounding out your account. The heroes which you're missing, you want to be going for. Like, I don't think... You don't need Mikola Paragon upgrades. They're not really important. I guess you're trying to unlock Paragon too. But I think you need to have Reese here. You need to get him built up because of how good he's in Ravage Realm. And, like, in future game modes, he might be useful. I think it's important to have him on your account. And then over here, I would go for Atalanta rather than the Rowan, and I would just try to get your... I know you're gonna go for... You're looking for Paragon 2, unlock, I guess, but eventually, even from the A levels, you're gonna get them to Paragon 1 and unlock Paragon 2. It might delay a bit, but I think overall, it will be better if you have these heroes, which you don't have a Supreme Plus yet here, because you never know, like... Maybe in the Plague Creeper Dream on boss, maybe Cassidy will be usable, who knows. And then for this other team here... Wilders, you have Tossie. Okay, I mean, Haywin, you're going for the Paragon upgrades on them. In terms of Paragon upgrades, Haywin for tankiness, I guess you're going for, and Tossie you're going for her because she's pretty good in PvP. Okay, and I mean, you can do this, and you can buy, like, Brian from the shop, but I would probably try to max out Brian to Supreme Plus. Igor is here, Hodgkin is here. Yeah, you don't need to go for Nara. I think that's fine. And then for your A levels, you need to get Laika. You need to get Laika. I know you're going for Paragon upgrades. I think that Almas doesn't need the Paragon upgrade, even if you're running him in Supreme Arena or regular Arena. But you shouldn't run him in regular Arena, I guess Supreme Arena. He's fine at Supreme Plus, and in some ways, it's kind of even better that he takes more damage early on, so that he can go into his long-range mage casting form, and that can happen if he's at, like, if he's at Paragon, like High Ascension, he might have so much damage reduction that he can't actually trigger that. Okay, and Set, you need to build Set. I know you're going for Coco and you're going for Citrana, but I think leave Citrana Supreme now, go for Set. He's also good in PvP like Supreme Arena. Muriel, okay, you're going for Muriel, that is more important than Valen. But finally, when you're done with both of these, you can go for Walker next, in my opinion. Then you can go for Faye, then you can go for Valen. Because Walker is most used in AFK stage pushing, Faye as well, and Valen isn't really used anywhere right now. Okay, but basically, I would say go for your, get most of your heroes up to Supreme Plus now, rather than really hard for focusing the Paragon upgrades. And go for Reese, definitely. And here, I mean, Tossie, you're going for the Paragon upgrade. I think just go for these other heroes. Atalanta is going to be buffed. And who knows, I'm sure there's eventually going to be a game mode that is going to be taking advantage of these heroes' kits. And... because Atalanta is getting buffed, I think it is important for you to begin working on her. Yeah, and go for something like this. For Stellar Crystals, save them all. Wait for the next season. With 3 heroes coming out, come on. At least one of them is going to be game-changing. Maybe another one would be great in PvP. And so, like, save them. And, yeah. And in terms of Paragon upgrades, yeah, leave all of your Celestial Hypogenes at Supreme Plus. It is not worth Paragon upgrading them. It can seem like it's really easy, you only need 4 copies, but it is not a good trade-off. It is better to build up another Celestial Hypogene all the way up to Supreme Plus, because once they're at Supreme Plus, you can use them for everything. You can even use them in PvP, and they're going to be good options. Okay, so your regular arena, let's see the defense you're running. Okay, you're running this defense. Now, actually for me, I guess this is working for you, but I have found that this one is doing better, like, with the main Fresser in front of Taline, but this one is also fine. Like, and if it's working for you, that's good. Another thing you can try is on, I think, if you try on Arena 4, the same team, and have the heroes like Lily May behind the damage reduction Fresser and Taline over here, for example. I like to run like this. So Taline behind the main Fresser, Lily May behind the damage reduction Fresser, and then Damien in the back with the confinement spell. I think this is a really strong team you can run as well. It's awkward for the opponent. They can't like get a there are not many symmetrical tiles here. And even if like they Rainier position swap your Taline, it's not really that much value for them. And this is overall, again, the same heroes but in a different formation. So it's up to you which one you want to try. But if this one is working for you, then that is good. Wait, no one is beating you? Okay, one person beat you, but they attack you a lot of times in order to break through. Where are they positioning Rainier? The Rainier is swapping Lily May. They're swapping Lily May for your Taline. Oh, this was before. Your Taline is now not in a swappable position. That was before you changed. Because here, Taline would not be swappable. Right? Your Taline must have been on some other tile over there. Okay, because in this position, it won't be possible for them to swap. So yeah, I like the main Fresser here and Taline here. But everyone is having different results, like depending on who's attacking them and like also the level of investment. The idea behind this comp is that your main Fresser hopefully should be safer. The illusion should be taking most of the aggro of the opponent, and damage reduction, it can be on Tassi, it can be on Taline. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, energy recovery onto Taline also does well. So I'll try this because this is the one that I'm running. Okay, now for Supreme Arena. Supreme Arena, you have... Okay, now this one I want to change. And also you need to be using Fresto. You're not using Fresto in any team. I think that needs to change. Okay, so you have... Okay, I have an idea with the Hugin Odie combo that I want to use. I'm going to remove all of the teams here. And also the frontline spell, the problem here. Okay, well, Shakir will guaranteed enter the frontline territory. Lily May as well. So, like, you have the highest odds of proccing frontline with this team. However, the problem is if they're running Mauler buff tiles and teleport onto you first, into this side, then you're going to teleport on top of them. And then you're going to end up... you're going to end up not proccing, activating your frontline spell. And that is still the problem with frontline. So let's see, when you're attacking, are you testing your own teams? No, you're trying some different teams. On defense, you lost here. Which ones did you lose? Your first team seems to be doing well. But here, your first team was different. Here was a Sonya Lenya team. Okay, so you're been testing different things. I think we're going to reformat these teams. Let's try to go for... remove all of these and then decide what to go for. I think the thing is, we need to first decide, are we going to go for Hypogean Celestial team? And I think we are. I like Hypogean Celestial with the heroes that you have on your account. Okay, both of these have this ranged heart tile. Hypogean Celestial. So the Hypogean Celestial team I want to run, which has done well, has always done well. Fresto, Taline. Fresto, Taline. Oh, you don't have Scarlita, but that's fine. Fresto, Taline. Okay. So we would have to run Rainier then in that team, right? Because we want to run Harak with the Maulers. We're going to do that. And if we want to do one Hypogean Celestial team, which I think we should do, because you can go for triple Mauler But the thing is, you run out of good options at the end. Like, Satrana is not a great option, and the other ones can be fine, but I think it's better we go for one Hypogean Celestial team. Now, the question is, where do we want to run it? Do we want to run it over here? It can be good over here. We can go for Fresto. We'd have to go for Rainier, and then we would have to go for Taline. Okay, and then we want to go for Damien Lilymay. Damien Lilymay will do really well with this team because basically it's a really stall-heavy, difficult-to-kill team. But this is maybe not the best map for it. Okay, I have another idea. Yeah, I think I have another idea. Okay, we're going to run this on one of the other maps. We'll run on map number 2. We will have Lilymay on this tile to take advantage of that. We will have Rainier in front of the tail... Oh, Rainier in front of the Taline we would have to do. Then we'd have to have this on this buff tile. And then we can't have these on the same. So this is actually not the ideal map either. Okay, moving it back to this map. These are the heroes I want to run, but we need to figure out the positioning. I mean, it could work, right? This could work. Something like this, right? So the Fresters are... Oh no, but now he's completely blocked in. My main Fresto. He'll have to walk around in a really awkward way. I like to have them on the same row. Maybe we don't need to have them on the same row. And go for a more optimal positioning. Like we could go for something like this. I think this would be pretty good. Where do I want the Taline? I kind of want this, because then Rainier's going to position swap and give the attack buff to Lilymay. We have the Illusion Frester who's going to tank most of the aggro of the opponent, and then we have our main Frester in front of the Damien for the bonus, like, damage reduction and energy on hit he provides. Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty good to me. I think this can be good, and usually I would want to run the Verdant spell. If need be, we can run Tide Call here because we have like double Fresto to cast ultimates. Not frontline, definitely not in this team, not Valley Shield, not resonating. Is either Tide Call or Verdant. So for right now, I'll do Tide Call, and if we can spare the Verdant, we'll go for that as well. Yeah, I think this can be pretty good. And I like to have Lilymay on the light buff tile because that hero is going to be dealing their true damage periodically depending on that hero's the prime carrier's attack, and Rainier is going to be buffing up the attack of Lilymay. Her growth stacks are going to be increasing her attack. I think this can be pretty good. Okay, team number 2, we're going to go for our Mauler team. So are we going to go all in? Like, there's an all in team, which is... But then we have no good leftover options. Okay, maybe not completely all in, but I really want to do this team. This team has been working out so well for me on the whale account that we're using. And it's going to be Valor Shield with Hugin. It takes really good advantage of Hugin. Do you have your good charms onto Hugin yet? Even if you don't, it would be fine. Where is he? He's here. Do you have Mystic? Yeah, you do. Okay, great. So we're going to have him in front of the Odie. And now we just need a final Mauler hero. And I think I'm gonna go for Mikola, because what can happen here is that, okay, Mikola can be buffed, but also we're probably gonna end up with more allies in the Honor Arena. Hopefully, we already have 2 allies sitting in the Honor Arena, so we can get advantage of this. So this is the team. And then this is going to allow me to run Shakir on the final team with Lenya. Shakir-Lenya combo. And I think we're going to need Verdant for that. So yeah, that's why I'm glad we say Verdant. So it's going to be these 3 Maulers. Now, Lenya on the buff tile. Yeah, because you have Lenya built. You could go for Tossie in a team like this if you wanted to. But I think... Yeah, and if you want, you could even do Tossie resonating on the buff tile, if you want to do that. And then just have, like, something like this. And forget about Lenya. What other hero can we run here? We could run Sonya. I mean, it is awkward. It's really awkward because she's at a risk of dying, the Sonya. We don't want the Sonya to die, but maybe it would work. If Sonya can live, this team can be crazy. We could even do Thorin. Thorin swell pack, like, I don't know, Shakira, but I don't think we need that. Lenya rather than the Tossie. We have the Verdant spell spare if we're going to go for the Tossie resonating spell combo. I mean, this team can work. It definitely can work. And from my experience, there's a bit of an issue with Lenya. Like, And also your Lenya's at plus 10 exclusive equipment. She does have her optimal charms. However, you also have the optimal charms on the Tassi. Yeah, I don't know. It is up to you. You can try this team. See if it is working for you. If this team is not working for you, then the other recommendation I have is Verdant. And you go for Lenya. And you could even go for this. You could even do... This is also going to be really crazy. A team like this, right? Like, yeah. Or even Tassi on the range heart towel. But I like to have Coco there. You could even do this. You could do this. This would be good. This would be good with Shakira off the buff towel. But it depends which one you want to try. Like, will she get good advantage of this? The Tassi? She'll get decent advantage of it. And you have the double threat. You have, or, yeah, Lenya and Tassi both. And Tassi can solo at the end. Because I think Tassi is pretty good off the buff tile as well. So for right now, I would say, what is the safest team to run? Is this the safest team to run? Maybe. Secure on the buff tile. And, like, because the thing is, Coco is in a really safe position. It's going to be, like, the opponent is not really going to be killing this Coco. She'll be able to cast her ultimate, get the protection, and you get the buff tile on the heroes which matter, which are Lenya and Shakira. So I would say run this. Team number 2 is our, yeah, all-in on the OD Heroic combo, and then we have our Celestial Hypogean team, which should be good. But anyway, guys, you can let me know what you think about these teams. But yeah, hopefully they do well for you. You can let me know, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.